welcome back to my channel, Kings and Queens. So in today's video I'm gonna be sharing with you 4 books on basically beginners. So if you guys are starting to get into the fashion industry, or there's like specific skills that you want to learn but you want to get that information from books, I'm basically going to share with you 4 books that I started with and the books that I think can basically help you along with your journey. So my first book is this book, and this is the Fashion Designer Survival Guide. So this book is basically all about starting a fashion brand, starting a fashion business, and it basically gives you a lot of tips, a lot of insight behind the scenes, and basically just shows you everything and basically just gives you all the information you need to start a fashion business. There's marketing, branding, and just general good advice as well for you. They also talk about fabric, production, literally like every step that you need to get to making your business known and real. It's basically in this book. They also give you tips on what to put into your collection, so like the more important pieces, like your core pieces, and then what your special items or pieces should be, which is obviously very helpful because that is what kind of makes your collection in the end. And of course there is reality in the book as well, so it's obviously really nice to think, yeah, I'm gonna start a fashion business and just be really focused on your dreams, but it also gives you the reality as well. So like how much time you'll actually be designing or creating, and how much time you're actually on marketing or production, and just making sure everything goes really smoothly. So that is obviously another important thing, because it's obviously really nice to think about your dreams, want your dreams, but also you need to know the reality of it as well. Also, when I was looking, just like thinking back on the book online, there's also now a new addition to it, so a new, more updated book version to this one. It's basically post-pandemic. We've gone through a pandemic. The pandemic has changed businesses like 110%, so everything has been flipped over. So that book says that it's added in post-pandemic, so that could be something that you want to get as well, especially with the times that we're in. My second book is this book, which is Fashion Drawing for Dummies. So obviously this book is for people that want to learn how to fashion draw. So this book basically gives you like everything: how to draw the faces, proportions, the whole 8-leg figure, everything, shadowing, clothes, how to draw clothes, how it should fit on the body, how it should flow on the body, movement, drawing the body in movement, and all of that is basically in this book. And it's really good, it's really detailed, and it's really easy to like practice with as well. So they have like little diagrams that you can kind of refer to, and they basically just show you everything, how to draw. So each point, each drawing, each thing that you want to learn how to draw basically has a step-by-step. So it has instructions, how to do it, and then there is usually just like a little diagram as well to help. It also shows you how to do the techniques as well, so it literally breaks down everything, to every line, every curve, so you really learn how to draw the figures with your pencil. So at the beginning it's basically starting, so like the stick figures and just getting you in that mood to get ready to draw. And then as the book goes on, you start building the body, and also obviously you start putting clothes on the body, and that's when it all just kind of comes together. My third book is this one, which is Sewing for Dummies. So obviously it's just like fashion drawing for dummies, but this is basically for sewing. So in this book basically you learn about the tools, supplies needed for sewing, and obviously how to get started with sewing. They have a lot of like how to kind of illustrations, diagrams, so that you can obviously get the feel and get the idea of how to actually do that task. They also show you different types of stitches as well, so obviously there's like ones for hems, and and that type of thing. So you learn different stitches, you learn how to finish certain projects, certain pieces of clothing, and they also tell you about your actual sewing machine, so learning how to actually look at your sewing machine and knowing what goes where, what pieces what, and that type of thing too. They also have some bits on fabric as well, so like buying fabric that is appropriate or the best for certain projects, and just generally just like little bits of information about fabric as well, because obviously that's important when learning how to sew as well. And then lastly, they also help with learning how to fix your mistakes when sewing, because obviously when you're sewing you're bound to make a mistake. So they also tell you how to, you know, correct that, how to fix it, and basically just help you not get too stressed out for when that happens. And my last book is this book. So this is the Dressmaker's Technique Bible. So this is a little bit more specific, I guess, to like the sewing one. Sewing is kind of like overall, but like this one says, it's like the technique, so it's more about the stitching and getting it right and getting the hems right and that type of thing. So in this book, it's basically all about straight from beginning to end. They have little illustrations of pieces of clothing as well as the body type as well, so what body type that piece of garment will look best on. And also it tells you about what fabrics are the best, what fabrics you should avoid for this type of garment. It tells you about the types of fabric for different garments mostly, and then it kind of goes into the different types of stitches that you can do for like pockets or zips and that type of thing. So it's all very detailed. Like I said, it's the detailed version of the Sewing for Dummies book. At the beginning as well, it does have like all the tools and supplies that you'll need for dressmaking, so like your tailor's chalk, obviously thread, needles, all of that type of thing. And they also have like a glossary of different garments and basically just like the different types of that garment. So they'll have dresses, and then they'll have like all of the type of dresses, so A-line dresses, skater dresses. They'll have all of the different styles of that one garment as well, and it's basically just like educating you on the different types of that garment. And then with that garment, they'll tell you a little bit about the garment, how it kind of fits, the style of it, and then they'll give you the fabrics, they'll give you the body shape, and then they'll give you the technique that they suggest. So that's where the type of stitching comes in, the types of hems come in, if it should have an elastic band, should it have buttons, and that type of thing. And then like I said, they just show you in depth about how to do specific techniques, so like doing a waistband, from the stitching to the ironing to making sure that it's flat, to the threading, all of that is very in-depth, this book. This is definitely a book that can really help you with your techniques and just perfecting sewing garments and making them look more professional. So that is all the books that I have for you in this part. So I'm thinking of doing a part 2 to this as well, but let me know in the comments down below if you thought this was interesting, if it helped you and that type of thing too. And that is basically the end of this video. Don't forget to like it, comment down below if you're thinking of getting any of these books, and obviously if this video just helped in general. And obviously don't forget to subscribe, it helps my channel grow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.